Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Let's get this bitch started. Yo. What is good, Gen Nation? How is everybody? I hope you guys had a great summer. Sadly, the summer is coming to an end. I've missed you all. We took about a month break, but we are back. I've said this in previous episodes. The summer time period is very slow with gaming news, and when the gaming news is very slow, I'll kind of fall back a little bit because a lot of the entertainment stuff I'll talk about will touch upon the theater room. So, that being said, there's some stuff we got to talk about. And because this is the end of the month, we are also going to dive into what's coming in September. A little look ahead. And yeah, so we got a couple verses that we'll be touching upon briefly. Let's stay tuned for that. New categories that we'll be chatting about. So thank you for coming, everyone who's listening on Twitch. Hit that follow button. We're on the road to 1,000 follows. We appreciate every single one of you out there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hey YouTube, Gen Nation, good to see you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are also pushing to 1,000 subs on YouTube as well. And again, all the support would be greatly appreciated. If you are listening on our podcast channels, welcome back. I miss you guys as well. And with that being said, we are available on podcast channels on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Player FM, iHeart, Odyssey, Google, Ghana. I'm pronouncing that right. Boomplay, Deezer. How the hell is everyone? And this is Multiversal Podcast episode 11. Episode 11. Before we get into the nitty gritty, we do have merch available. All kinds of merch at your disposal. The link will always be in the description on the podcast page and in the YouTube page. If you are listening live on Twitch, hit type command merch in chat, and that will generate a link for you as well. But we have, mugs, shirts, hoodies. We are getting into the fall season. We got some fly ass hoodies on that thing. Go check them out. And any purchase you make, let me know in the comments that you pick something up. And if you're, make sure you're following us on Twitter, because if you post a picture on Twitter, show us the swag you picked up. Greatly appreciated, and it'll look great on you. So with that being said, we have a shit ton to talk about. We're gonna get through the entertainment verse first, and we're gonna go there's so much gaming crap to talk about that we're not gonna fit it into this episode. But there is still plenty to talk about, trust me. So we got a lot in the gaming verse. We got a lot in the entertainment verse. We got a couple verses that I don't think I've mentioned on this pod yet, but we're gonna tap into that a little bit. So, topic number 1 of the entertainment verse is Twisted Metal. Trigun, I see you out there. Appreciate you, fam. Twisted Metal. Sony is announcing that Twisted Metal has wrapped filming. Twisted Metal is one of many TV video game adaptations coming out for Sony. Basically, we have Horizon coming to Netflix, God of War I think coming to Amazon, The Last of Us is coming to HBO, and now Twisted Metal. I think Twisted Metal is going to Peacock, if I'm not mistaken. But every streaming service that's out is basically getting a Sony production from their video games. By the way, speaking of Sony productions, Uncharted is on Netflix. If you haven't seen that yet, I suggest you do so, because the movie was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Tom Holland was awesome. Still think he's still very too young to play Nathan Drake. Very, very, very too young. But he's such a good actor. He made it work. Mark Wahlberg was fantastic. And the action was great. If you like treasure hunting and all that crazy adventure action, like, this was a great movie to watch. It was fun. It wasn't super serious. It pulled elements from all of their games in a sense. So yeah, I would highly recommend Uncharted if you haven't. But that's just another Sony video game property that is on a streaming service, just like Twisted Metal. And the cast for the show is insane. We got Anthony Mackie in there. I pulled up the cast list somewhere, and I need to find it. If I can't find it, then it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't find it. Oh well. Crazy cast list. Take my word for it. Yeah, no, Anthony Mackie, you know him as, Falcon from Marvel, all the Marvel movies. 8 Mile. He's an insane actor. He's very funny. I'm curious what he's going to bring to a live action Twisted Metal. I'm curious what anyone's gonna bring to a live action Twisted Metal. I just don't know what to expect from this show. I really don't. How nutty is it going to be? It's all kinds of vehicles with weaponry, rockets and machine guns, all kinds of wild shit. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this show. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is the show is expected to drop in the second half of 2023. So we're not going to get any trailers anytime soon. That'll probably come next summer as we push closer to its release date. But yeah. The rumor we have right now is that there's also a new Twisted Metal game coming, and the thought is that the game's gonna release either before the show or around the show to help promote the show. And if people are finding the show will then help promote the game on the flip side. So Sony's gonna try to hit it on all angles at this point. I don't think anyone would complain with another Twisted especially with the new gen graphics and everything like that. Whew. That game would be bonkers. It would look fantastic. But yeah, so Twisted Metal coming next fall / holiday season, so stay tuned for that. We've got a year. It's a year away basically. But it did wrap filming, so I'm excited to see what kind of still pictures we'll get from it and whatever trailers may drop in the future. So stay tuned for that. Next up, The Boys. We all love The Boys here. It's a fantastic show on Amazon. But our boy Jeffrey Dean Morgan is joining the cast of The Boys for season 4. We don't really know what type of character he's going to be yet. But at this point, Jeffrey Dean is Negan. So is he going to be a Negan type of character in The Boys? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. But yeah, so he's joining season 4. We'll see what type of character he is, but I'm excited. He's an awesome actor, and this show I feel like would be right up his alley. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. Sad news for my boy Lance Reddick, but Resident Evil on Netflix was canceled after their first season. I personally did not watch Resident Evil. I heard from a lot of people this show was bad, and I just didn't get around to seeing it yet. And at this point, I'm probably not going to see it because of how bad the reviews are for it. The show was trying to be like, as far as I know, a side story, like a spin-off to the main story, and it didn't really flow well, which is a shame because Lance is a great actor. He's one of my favorite voice actors for video games, and he's a good regular actor, and I thought this would be such a good project for him because he's a big time gamer. I'm sure he understands the importance of bringing a character to life. The only problem with Resident Evil is there were new characters to the story, so there was no, it's probably like a pro and con, but there was no source material to inspire your character, I feel like. I don't know. I think Lance's character wasn't a new one. I think everyone else in the story was new. I forget who Lance was supposed to play. The picture is on the screen if you're watching on Twitch and YouTube. I forget the guy's name, but he's such a good actor, man. And it sucks that the season was canceled, or the series was canceled, but I'm not surprised with all the reviews we were getting. So we'll see what other, I'm sure we have other Resident Evil movies and shows coming in the pipeline. It's the one, Resident Evil is like the one game that just like, I hate to say it because they're pretty good games. I kind of fell off of them after the OG ones. I haven't really been keeping up with the newer stuff, but as far as like the movies go, it's just like it's one of those games and like game adaptation movies that just doesn't go away, and it just always seems to like reinvent itself, and I never seem to enjoy it. So we'll see what comes in the pipeline. I'm sure we'll get something else. We're gonna focus on DC for a little bit on this one. The you think GGEN's a train wreck. If you've watched any of our shows, there's always something that's a train wreck. In one of our episodes, in our videos, whatever, live streams, something happens. The show goes off the rails in some capacity. The point is, nothing's more of a train wreck than the DC universe, the DC entertainment universe. That's got to be that's got to be the biggest disappointment in comics, in comic entertainment for live action movies. It was so WB in full control of DC was just such a bad plan. Like, there was no plan. And if there was a plan, it was so bad that it seemed like there was no plan. But they were bought by Discovery. Discovery takes over DC. And it looks like they found their quote-unquote Kevin Feige. If you don't know who Kevin Feige is, I don't know how you found this channel. But Kevin Feige is the one in control of Marvel Studios, the MCU. He sets things in motion 10, 20 years ahead of time. Like, he's in complete control of that universe, and he just constantly pumps out roadmaps and just knows the direction of the characters, of the stories, all these other stories coming together for a big story. And at the end of the day, like, DC never had that, and Zack Snyder was trying to build that. It fell short. WB was trying to weasel their way into making the decisions, and the whole production, on top of, you know, personal things with Zack, the whole thing just went off the rails. And the Snyderverse just it died after what, 3 movies? We had Man of Steel, BVS, and then Justice League. Now, granted, Zack Snyder, the Snyder cut of Justice League was an awesome experience. It was a good movie. It did wonders for all the characters a part of the Justice League, even Ezra Miller, and we'll get to him in a second. Even with that being said, it was too soon to get the Justice League. We didn't need the Justice League right there. We needed Shazam, we needed Aquaman, we needed Green Arrow, we needed a Flash movie, a Batman movie, which we got with BVS. That BVS would have been a nice setup to the Justice League down the road with other characters. When they finally introduced Batman, it could have been in that Batman vs Superman, movie. It was just too soon. It was too soon for all that, and it just seemed like there was no path. And like all the movies are now, we have a new Batman. Now there's multiple Batmans. We have Michael Keaton coming back. There's so many Batmans and stories, and nobody knows what the hell is going on over there. You can't just. We don't even have a Superman right now. But the quote unquote universe is marching on. The Flash can't stop getting arrested, but he's still the Flash. Like, we'll get to that story again in a second, but It's such a jumbled disaster of a mess. And they finally hired somebody, or they're in the process of hiring somebody, a guy named Dan Lin. And he's supposed to be the Kevin Feige type, where they kick off a 10-year plan. Discovery DC already announced that the DCEU will have a 10-year plan. Dan Lin is the one to helm the 10-year plan and create the long game, the end game. And all I can really say about him is I hope he truly cares about the characters DC has to offer, because there's so many great stories to be told. With the proper guidance, having DC and Marvel producing top tier movies of characters not a lot of people know about, month after month, year after year, whatever, it's only going to make each other better. I mean, we know Marvel's already a powerhouse, but let's be fair. The last few movies, I feel like they're cutting corners story-wise and character-wise. Some movies feeling too rushed, like they're getting complacent. They need the competition, and DC can get their shit together is basically what I'm saying. If DC can get their shit together and really has a 10-year plan that can compete somewhat with Marvel and really get the juices stirring, maybe it'll start producing more Marvel movies. Those will start producing better DC movies, because they're just in a true competition. Because right now it's like it's Marvel and then whatever the hell DC's trying to do. Like there's nothing. Here's a random DC movie, enjoy. We have no idea what to do with this character, but here you go. So we have 2 movies left with DC. We have The Flash and Black Adam, I believe. There might be a third. I think 1 or 2 of them are at the end of this year. And I think after those are done, the 10-year plan will start. I truly believe we're not going to get another DC movie for a long time after these releases. And that could change. We could get an announcement from Dan Lin. Like he can get on stage and say, hey, here's our roadmap starting with the movie this year, and here it is, blah, blah, blah. Like, who knows? But I feel like we're soft rebooting the universe, and it's soft rebooting with Black Adam taking the helm. Could be good or bad, we don't know. A lot of interesting characters that are going to be in that movie that you may not know, or you do know that we've never seen before in live action, so that's exciting. But as far as everything else about Black Adam, who knows? It might just be another Rock movie, as we've been saying in other reviews and whatnot. But let's move on to our boy Ezra Miller, who is who he met with Warner Brothers Discovery. You want to talk about train wreck? This kid is the definition of train wreck. He reportedly met with WB to apologize for his recent behavior. The dude just gets thrown in jail every other week at this point. He's just hoping to salvage his role as a Flash, because he knows what type of career he can have if he can stick with a superhero, especially now that there's like going to be a new direction to it. So we'll see what happens. Ezra Miller, I'm hoping they just fire him. I've said time and time again, I want Grant Gustin to now. And speaking of Grant Gustin, Side note, CW was sold, so the Arrowverse is going to be dying, as it's already dying, but it'll be coming to an end, I would imagine. And DC is going to pull, unless there's like contracts stating, hey, these characters are kind of locked up with the CW for a certain amount of time. I don't know, but I could see, DC pulling those characters back once their series respectively end, and they'll start rebooting those characters into other shows for HBO Max or Discovery Plus, whatever the new app is going to be called when they merge. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But with the Flash ending with season 9 as announced, he's going to be hanging up the suit. Grant Gustin, he's no longer going to be the Flash. And my only hope is that DC fires Ezra and they go, hey, Grant, you don't have to do this every year Flash thing that you've been doing for the past 9, 10, 11 years. But if, hey, every once in a while you want to chip in on a movie and put the suit on and go crazy and have at it, it's yours. I would love that. It'll also free up more room for other projects. I hope he does it. I hope he's not so tired of the character that he doesn't want to do it anymore. I just hope, because he would be perfect. Yeah, he has the attitude, he has the acting ability, he knows the character more than anyone at this point. Even though it's a campy CW show, they tackle real comic stories in that show. He just gets it. He gets it. And I feel like he would be awesome in the movies. Circling back to Ezra. The only cool things, I liked from him wasn't because of him. It was more of the visual effects that they did in the Snyder Cut. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of him to begin with. And with all the, the recent bullshit he's doing, dealing with, cut ties, cut him loose, get him out of here, and bring in somebody else, hopefully Grant, but somebody else who actually, cares about their job and wants to take the Flash to the next level, because he's one of the most important characters. Yeah, there's Batman and Superman, all, but the Flash is like, the Flash can change the universe in a blink of an eye with that speed. So he needs to be done correctly. He needs to be done correctly, and we'll see what they do. Apparently Ezra's movie Flashpoint is, I saw something that said the movie is testing so well, people are claiming it to be just as good as The Dark Knight. Now, I cannot believe that's even a true statement. I can't even believe that would be a true statement. I can't see Ezra Miller putting out a movie about the Flash in the quality of The Dark Knight. The only thing I think of is it's so crazy because it's Flashpoint, it's a major event, that there's so many different cameos and craziness happening that it kind of takes you away from how bad Ezra is, because there's so much other shit happening. But who knows? It could just be me hating, and maybe he's fantastic in the movie. I really hope he's not. But we'll see, man. But yeah, apparently the movie's been testing really well, so I have a love-hate for that movie, and I want to watch a good Flashpoint, but I don't think we're all ready for it in the grand scheme of things, and I really don't want it to come out and then them have to reboot the Flash again. So who knows? We'll see what happens, but let's move on. Enough DC, and let's go on to Marvel. Not Doctor Strange. Well, I can go Dr. Reed Richards. The Fantastic Four has a new director, Matt Shakman, who worked on WandaVision, is taking the helm for the movie. We still have no cast announcements, but the rumor is we will be getting the announcements, and we might even see them during the D23 Expo that they're having this fall or holiday season. Well, I don't even remember when that's coming out. September? That's September 10th, September 9th, September 10th. It might be very soon, so who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens, but yeah, there's gonna be a ton of announcements coming from D23, and the rumor is Fantastic Four will have the full cast announced. Yo, Prebz, appreciate you coming through. How are you doing? Let's move on to what else? Not that. Did I miss one? I did. I missed one. I missed a picture. Picture was supposed to be She-Hulk. Real quick, I did not see episode 2, but I did see episode 1, and I thought the episode was fantastic. Mark Ruffalo was brilliant as ever. Yo, I didn't get the notification for this. What's going on? I'm assuming that's Spartacus. What's up, dude? But yeah, so I didn't see episode 2, but episode 1 I thought was done very well. I thought the actress playing She-Hulk was great. The problem I had with She-Hulk was I figured it was Spartacus. What's good, my man? I still don't like the CGI. I know they cleaned it up a lot after backlash from a previous trail, the trailers and whatnot. I still don't like the CGI. I don't think it looks good. It doesn't look natural. Yo, Butters, what's good? Episode 2. Hold on, let me get this up. Butters says watch episode 2. Spartacus says episode 2 was more set up than anything else. Again, a lot of little breadcrumbs drop that will pay off later, and the CGI was worse in episode 2 than episode 1. Oh god. Oh no. I don't want to hear that. I did get something spoiled for me in episode 2. I was kind of upset because it was like as soon as the episode dropped, I think when the episode dropped at like midnight or something like that, I woke up in the morning, I checked Twitter, I see something trending. I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm like, oh, great. Great. So yeah, I'm not going to say what that was in case somebody else hasn't watched it yet. But yeah, I'll say a secret from a news article spoiled to me, and I'm excited but sad that it was spoiled. But yes, back to episode 1. The action was awesome. She-Hulk was awesome. I liked her being able to just like do it in the courtroom, like that whole scene in episode 1 when she's actually in the courtroom and she's able to just change and go after a villain and then kind of like come back, pulls up her ripped sleeves and was like, I'm ready to continue with the case. I thought that was a nice touch. I liked that a lot. But for that to be in episode 1, it was kind of weird to me because I still think, and Marvel really has like a problem with pacing. I feel like Marvel's big problem with their shows is pacing, and they don't produce enough episodes to tell the story they want to tell. We ran through that problem with, Moon Knight and stuff like that. Like, there's too much going on. And in episode 1, she gets her powers from a droplet of blood, landing on her cut when she was in an accident with Bruce Banner. And she was immediately able to control the rage, control the Hulk abilities, I'll call it, and be able to change into the Hulk and back at will. She didn't like lose herself and go on a rampage and knock shit over and destroy buildings and throw cars and do all kinds of wild shit. Like, she was in full control from the start. And, Bruce Banner's trying to like train her, and she's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I get all this. And he's like literally ripping pages out of his Hulk instruction booklet that he made. That was like thicker than the Bible, basically. Like, she's in full control. I hate that when you rush someone into mastering their abilities. I hate that. That bothers me to my core. I hate that. But with that being said, the fight scene between the Hulk and the She-Hulk, because Bruce gets a little angry. And what's nice about that is Bruce getting a little angry. You're seeing him you're seeing him able to not just be Smart Hulk. It's more of like, I'm Smart Hulk, but don't forget the other guys there too. And when I let him out, you're done. Like, I like that element. I do. And hoping we get that more in this show. Interesting enough, the ship that made them crash in episode 1, I think that was like, wasn't that like part of the Grand Master's fleet or something like that? And I know there's a lot of rumors around World War Hulk. So is the Grandmaster or somebody up in space like calling him back to space, and we're gonna get into the whole World War Hulk storyline? Because that would be badass. That'd be super badass. Let me catch up with the chat. Thursday, the show comes out Thursday in the early morning. Buttersworth says, I agree, she looked like a clean version of Fiona from Shrek. Spartacus says, the CGI is so bad, she looks Shrekish, basically. The show is 9 episodes, so hopefully that avoids the pacing. I hope, man. But we'll see, because episode 1, she hit a tree, rolled her car, became the Hulk, and mastered it in a court case, all in one episode. But yeah, the ship was from the Grandmaster. Yeah, okay. So I guess maybe they touch on that in episode 2. So yeah, I do have to catch up with that. I'll probably watch that tomorrow night. It'll definitely be watched before our theater room episode on Tuesday. But yeah, so She-Hulk was great. I enjoyed it. The bickering between the cousins, the Banner cousins or whatever you want to call them, was awesome. I hope they can clean up the CGI more. Apparently they don't in episode 2, but we'll see. All I say is World War Hulk is coming. Nice. So I was right on that, and the rumors are true that World War Hulk is coming. That's badass. That's so badass. I love that. I love that. because what's funny about Ragnarok, they kind of like teased Planet Hulk in that kind of scenario, but they didn't really dive into that story. They kind of like touched on it, like, oh, this is, you know, like Planet Hulk type shit, but it wasn't really Planet Hulk. So if they're gonna really get into World War Hulk and have it be like its own thing and not an added story to somebody else's project, because it seems like Universal is losing the rights to the Hulk, and if that's true and Disney's able to buy the rights back, and bring the Hulk fully back to Marvel, that is when I can see a World War Hulk movie coming out where it's just Hulk all the time, full-blown Hulk all the time, part of the MCU. It's not a Universal production or any BS like we got in the first Hulk movie with was it Eric Bana, or was the second, was that, no, who was this? The MCU Hulk movie was it Eric Bana, or was it Ed Norton? I forget. Both Hulk movies I wasn't particularly fond of, but because those were like basically Universal movies, so I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully Marvel takes control back. It was Ed Norton, okay. Hopefully Marvel just takes control back and we get a full-blown World War Hulk. Eric Bana was the first one, okay. That would be badass. So yeah, episode 1 I thoroughly enjoyed. I can't wait for episode 2. We'll see where it goes from there. And quick side note, chat. Spartacus says they make a joke about in episode 2 Eric Bana was angry Hulk. Oh, they joke about that. They actually bring up Ed Norton. Kind of funny. Or Eric Bana. That's kind of funny. Quick side note, and we'll wrap up the entertainment verse. Me and Butters were having a conversation a while back, maybe a week or so ago during the stream. I was playing Fortnite, and I was, you know, they had the Dragon Ball Z stuff in Fortnite now, which is a ton of fun. But I was talking about how I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z since like a little bit after the Frieza saga, and I don't know where that falls in as far as like, I never watched Dragon Ball Z start to finish. I always like, oh, Dragon Ball's on, let me watch it, and I would watch it and I would love it and I would enjoy it and all this stuff, but I wasn't like there every day it came on, or every week it came on, I had to watch it. Like I was never at that point for some reason, even though I enjoyed watching it. So I came to the conclusion, I'm going to go back, I'm going to rewatch Dragon Ball Z. I may do Dragon Ball Kai with cause I think Buttersworth told me Dragon Ball Kai is it's a condensed edited version that kind of like, from what I'm seeing, it kind of gets rid of like the filler episodes and stuff like that and just gets to the main juicy parts of the story. So I may do that because it's more of an abbreviated series, and then I'll jump into Dragon Ball Super and kind of catch up with all that, and then get into the movies and stuff, because I want to be more I want to get more into it because I did enjoy it, and I'd like to partake in a lot of the conversations you guys have with it, because I know a lot of cool stuff's happening and I never know what the hell you guys are talking about. And it's kind of annoying, not you guys being annoying, it's kind of annoying to me that I liked something as much as I did, you know, for Dragon Ball, and I just know nothing about it at this point. So I'm just gonna, you know, do it. I'm gonna rewatch, you know, catch up on, you know, stories and things like that and how it goes. No, Kai was edited. Watch Z. From what I read, was Kai was stripped of the filler stuff, and it's basically the main stuff. But if you say watch Z, I'll watch Z, and we'll just go from there. And then I'll just jump to Super, and whatever movies come from this Super, because I know movies come out that kind of like, I guess, come off of the Super show. It's like the same storylines in a movie form coming. But yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna start that journey soon. Not sure when, but I will be doing that, and hopefully at some point I'll catch up and be able to partake in whatever cool Dragon Ball Z stuff is coming. With that being said, that will close the entertainment verse. We have 3 verses to go, and the next one's a doozy. We have the gaming verse. I would love to get a graphic. If I can get a graphic, and I know I'm terrible at animated graphics and like all that stuff. I don't really know how to do that stuff. I'll just straight up say it. I would love a cool ass animated graphic if I can. Every time I switch a universe and I go to like gaming, entertainment, whatever, have a cool little graphic that kind of like switches the vibe. That'd be pretty dope. Let me catch up on chat before we switch over to gaming. Spartacus says, hell yeah, where can you watch that? That is an amazing idea, and Dragon Ball Kai is definitely the way to go. That's what I thought. The new movie is officially made over 50 million worldwide. Yeah, the movies have been killing it as far as I know, and the show is always popular, and you guys are talking about it. Super is so sick. Yeah, I can't wait to like get up to it so I can see what's going on. No Kai, it was edited. Watch Z. Dragon Ball Z is Saiyan Saga. Intro to Vegeta. Frieza Saga. Frieza, obviously. Is that supposed to be Frieza? And then the Boo. Is that Boo or Bu? How do you pronounce that? Those are the main sagas. There's stuff in between each one. Got you. Hulu has all but Z and Kai. Crunchyroll has all the series. Crunchyroll. Okay, well, now I know where to go. So maybe I'll check it out on Crunchyroll. I wish it was all on Amazon, because I would love to just do a Dragon Ball Z watch party with everybody. That'd be fun as hell. But, you know, you can't have nice things. But anyways, let's get into the gaming universe, because there's a ton to talk about. I don't have enough time to talk about it. Frieza, damn spells. Yeah, I knew it meant Frieza. I'm like the Frieza saga. I'm like, oh, he means Frieza. But yeah, that was like the Frieza saga blew me away when I was a kid watching that. I loved it. But let's get into gaming. First up, we have the Xbox Game Pass. You know me, I love Game Pass. I always promote it. I'm not an Xbox guy, but I do have a gaming PC, and Xbox Game Pass is the best value in gaming at the moment. And it has been for a long time. But they just announced that they're coming out with a family plan. And I don't really know what the pricing is going to be with that, but apparently if you I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's say it's $35 a month. It's a family plan. You can have up to 4 people on your plan. So, hey, you can have your brother, you can have your 2 friends or your 3 friends or whatever, all tied to your plan, and be able to share the Game Pass library with no problem. It's not you sharing a password on one account. It's everyone having their own account to Game Pass through a single account, being a family plan, master account or something like that. So I think that's going to be very cool. I'd love to see PlayStation do something like that at some point, but baby steps with them because they're always slow to the accessibility of their games as far as like their old inventory and stuff like that. Um, but they're never slow with producing their own exclusive games, and we all know that. So I don't want to hear no bullshit from the Xbox fanboys out there, okay? We got the games, you got the vault. I'll say that much. But with that being said, Game Pass is fantastic on PC. I love it. If you have an Xbox console, there's no reason not to have Game Pass as well. To get all the day one releases, and the family plan should be a cool thing. So look out for that. No news on when it's dropping or how much it's going to cost yet, as far as I can tell. Next up, we have COD. This is one of my most, besides God of War, this is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and people's heads are probably exploding around the world because why is COD comes out every year? Why is this game, you know, the most anticipated or whatever? To me, it is because I love COD. I loved the old school fashion of COD. Not so much the time period being old school, but boots on the ground, multiplayer arena fighting. And Modern Warfare brought that back for me when I was fully done with COD. Like Black Ops 3, the story was cool, the multiplayer was trash to me. Running on walls and having jetpacks and all this other bullshit like Infinite Warfare and gravity grenades and all this crap, like all that is trash to me. It's not Call of Duty to me. So I was very excited when Modern Warfare came out and brought us back to that. Modern Warfare 2 is a full rebuild from the ground up of their engine for the new generation. And they're also rebuilding Warzone. And I loved Warzone. I played Warzone every single day for God knows how long until I couldn't look at Verdansk anymore. Once I like, the problem with Warzone 1 was they had like they had so much time to produce a new map that it was like they were just trolling you. And when they finally made a new map, you know what it was? It was the same map, but in the 80s. Like it was the whole thing was a troll game with Call of Duty, and it pissed me off, and I stopped playing Warzone. I'll dabble in it from here and there because I enjoy that, the actual gameplay of it, but the maps itself were pissing me off. But I'm excited. Warzone 2 is coming. Warzone 1's in the final stage. They're in their final season because Warzone 2, I think, drops later when the season's over, I believe. However, the beta is coming out for the campaign. The beta is coming out, I think it's the campaign beta, or it might even be a multiplayer beta, but September 16th to the 20th. So look for that. And then I think it's an open beta, and you'll have early access to the beta on PlayStation only, I believe. If you pre-ordered the game. And right now there's a leak out there. They well, it's not a leak. They pumped out a short trailer kind of clip. It shows you rappelling down a building in what seems to be Chicago, which is something I feel like we've never done before in Call of Duty. And I don't mean rappelling. That I feel like we've done that, but I'm saying more as like, I don't think we've ever really been in the US. Everything about Call of Duty's been World War, overseas. Even Modern Warfare is overseas, you know, the Middle East. Nothing's been on home soil really for Call of Duty, as far as I can remember. And it seems like we're gonna have stuff popping off on the mainland and seeing all those, you know, COD characters that you've grown to love coming to, let's say, Chicago, and rappelling down a building with you to do a tactical breach on something, who knows, is going to be awesome. The open beta will be available for PlayStation first, then crossplay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The beta is the early access to the beta is for PlayStation. But yeah, so if we're actually doing tactical warfare, Rainbow Six type warfare in this new COD campaign, maybe even some multiplayer, that'd be insane, bro. It'd be insane. I'm so excited for this new COD. I can't get over it. So yeah, I can't wait. So let's move on to Apex Legends. If we have any Apex Legend fans out there, there's a rumor that there's an Alien vs Predator event coming next season 14, I believe. I've saw on Twitter, I saw pictures of like Predator skins and, you know, alien weaponry and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool if they do like a full-blown Alien vs Predator event live in the game, kind of like a Fortnite event. That would be pretty badass. I haven't logged into Apex in so long. I would log in to watch that event because that'd be cool. But yeah, so for all you Apex fans out there, looks like they're brewing something up for you guys in the server. Next up, we have Discord coming to PlayStation. We all knew this. The PlayStation announced, you know, a Discord partnership sometime last year. They integrated. You can integrate and link your accounts to Discord, your PlayStation account to Discord, so people can see if you're gaming and stuff like that. But the voice chat portion never came, and that was the most important part that everybody been wanting. And we're finally getting that, and we're getting that towards by the end of this year. So probably in the holidays, around Christmas time, Discord voice chat will be fully integrated into PlayStation. So if you're gaming with your boys and they're on different platforms or whatever, you can all link up through Discord on your console, because it is coming to Xbox as well, as they announced a couple weeks ago. But I don't think they announced a date yet. But we do have somewhat of a date for PlayStation. That's the end of the year. So hopefully they come out around the same time. And if I want to play, you know, with the GGEN boys who seem to all be on Xbox at this point, we can just link up in Discord and have at it. Because let's be real, party chat and games are never good. They're never good. So yeah, Discord is coming, and it'll make all our lives easier when it finally does. So sticking with PlayStation is also under fire for a couple things. Yeah, right. First thing is they have a class action lawsuit against them, or coming against them, because of how much they charge on the PlayStation Store over in Europe. I think this is strictly like a UK lawsuit, European lawsuit. Apparently they're overcharging their digital games on the PlayStation Store, and people were catching wind of it, and they're actually doing a class action lawsuit against PlayStation for it. I will say this: they should win that, because even here in the US, even though we don't have a lawsuit happening over here, if that lawsuit wins, then there will be other lawsuits around the world, because PlayStation's been doing this. If you look at a game, if you want to buy a new game at GameStop or whatever, blah, 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 they'll run sales and all these things. And let's say, you know, the game came out a year ago. You can go to the store and buy that game for a discounted price because it's a year old, brand new. If you go to the PlayStation store, it's still full price. And for the love of me, I don't know why. First of all, digital game sales should never be the same price of physical game sales. That in itself is a crime, in my opinion. I've said this in probably previous episodes. I've said this in my old podcast with my boy Trigun. We've had this discussion many times. Digital game sales is a friggin' ripoff. I would never, like, if you have a digital only console, I'm sorry, because you're getting ripped off. You have no control of the pricing. You can't go to Walmart. You can't go to Walmart and buy a game that's on sale that came out 6 months ago, 8 months ago. You can't go to GameStop, buy a game used. Buy a game new that's old for cheap. Buy a game used for cheap. You can't do that. You're stuck with the digital version on the PlayStation Store, which is still $69.99 if you have a PS5. It's $59.99 if you have a PS4. Like, it makes zero sense. They're not producing the CDs, so it's not a cost to them. So why are they still charging us the same amount of money if they don't have to produce the game on CDs, produce the packaging, wrap the packaging, the game box, everything, like produce all that, wrap it, make millions of them, then ship them to stores and ship them to my house or whatever. Like, that whole process of the CD, the packaging, the shipping, that's cut out. You just have to click the download button and you get the game. So why is that game $70? I'd rather have the CD, because hey, if I'm done with this game, I can trade it in. I can sell it to someone. I can whatever. Like, there's more freedom with the CD. You are locked down to whatever price PlayStation gives you. And it's a pain in the ass, and I will never buy digital unless it's on, like, sometimes Sony has crazy sales and you'll pick up an old game or a newish game for very cheap, and that's worth it. If it's worth it for you, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I've done it for quite a few games. Of course, PS Plus and their collection, stuff like that, you get some free stuff, so I'm not complaining there. But if it's a new game like Call of Duty, or, you know, Spider-Man or God of War coming out, like God of War, I'm buying the CD. First of all, I want to see the CD on my shelf. I want the case on my shelf. Second of all, I'm going to pay $70 for God of War, and I'll have full control of what I want to do with that God of War. Like, if I wanted to not buy God of War and wait 6 months and have it cost $50, let's say, I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, the digital aspect is just, it's such a ripoff. And PlayStation's been doing that forever, since the beginning of PlayStation 4, like forever. So I'm not surprised they're doing it in the UK and they're pissed off and they're going after them. I don't know what their pricing is over there, but if it's even higher than what we're paying over here, then there's no reason they would lose that. And I think it would spark other lawsuits to them. The second thing, excuse me. The second thing, and This used to be a segment that I did, that me and Trigun did in our old podcast, and it's basically what's on your mind. It's a segment that we called "What's on Your Mind," and the premise of the segment, and I might bring it back to MVP, but the premise is basically what's bothering you in gaming at this moment, and whether it's gamers themselves or developers or consoles, whatever it is. So coming off of the class action rant of bullshit digital sales I just did, what's on my mind right now is the price increase debate going on right now. Sony put out, and obviously nobody wants prices to be raised no matter where you are in the world. We're all dealing with stupid everyday life pricing going up. We don't need our extra stuff going up on top of that. Our hobbies and things like that. But what's really bothering me about this is, yeah, the prices are increasing around the globe because of inflation, right? What's really triggering me about this is hearing everyone bitch about it that live in the United States, because it's not affecting you. You can walk into the store, get the PlayStation 5 digital or physical for the same price as it was when it first came out. And that'll never change until they announce it does. So this whole uproar of, oh my God, this is why you need to get Xbox. Xbox is a better console. Because somebody in Japan or somebody in the UK has to pay a little more because of inflation. That's the reason why Xbox is the better console. Someone who lives in Idaho is complaining that someone in Denmark has to pay an extra $50 for a PlayStation, so they're going to buy an Xbox in the United States. I don't understand this argument right now. Yeah, it sucks. Price going up. Our prices are up for everything. So I'm not surprised. If it's costing more to make the console and ship it to all these places, they don't want to eat that money right now because their prices are up everywhere. And the fact that we're not going up is amazing. So why is everyone in the United States freaking out and complaining about PlayStation pricing around the world, besides the fact that it's not affecting the people that are complaining in the United States? Like, it makes zero frigging sense to me. I don't care what console you like. The point of the matter is, one's not better than the other because a price increased in some random country across the ocean. Why are me and you having this debate, this argument, this debate about it in New York, in Florida, in Cali, in Vegas? Like, why are we complaining to each other about it when it's not affecting like our pricing? like I don't get it. It's not making sense to me. Mr. Butterworth says they are complaining about the $50 hike, but yet when they wanted it, people was paying over $800. Exactly, bro. They were going on StockX.com and buying PlayStations for $1,500. But because shipping costs and production costs have gone up with inflation to ship it to Europe and wherever else, South America, you got to pay $50 extra to get it. Meanwhile, you're all on StockX buying it for 1,500, including the people in the United States who are bitching about the price going up in other places of the world and not at your house. So, like, not your hometown. So I don't understand. It's just another thing. Like, it's like it's something, and I don't want to like jump on Xbox players, but they're desperate. They're desperate for a win, and they're trying to grab anything and everything negative to PlayStation just to be like, see, I get an Xbox is better. Like, it's not about being better. And the numbers don't lie. Xbox is not better. But I'm not saying it's not fun. Like, you still have Game Pass, which is amazing, and you can play any freaking game you want that's produced by Microsoft and their partners. So yeah, dope. There you go. Enjoy. Stop bitching. Like, if I want to play Spider-Man and God of War and Horizon and Wolverine and all these crazy games that I'm super into, guess what? I'm gonna do that on PlayStation. Okay. And guess what? The cost was the same. It didn't go up. So stop your bitching. Enjoy your games. Stop your bitching. That's all I gotta say. So we may make this I may make a what's on your mind segment. I may steal that segment and bring it back because that was on my mind right now. People taking shots at Sony over inflation costs when prices are going up for everything, and the people that live in the area where the prices aren't going up are being the loudest about it, and it makes zero fucking sense. But anyways, moving on, there was a major event happening last week, and that was Gamescom. Gamescom is the European E3 basically. And there was a ton of announcements and trailers during the opening night live segment that Jeff Keighley was hosting. I'm not going to go through every game. I am going to go through a couple of the ones that stood out to me. And the first one on the list for me was Everywhere. Everywhere was interesting. It looked like this really interesting world, but they didn't really tell you much about it. It just looked nice and a very large open world type of game, and I'm not really sure. Not sure like what this game's trying to be, but it's like multi-world. It's like a multi-world experience, and the developers making this are ex-GTA developers, so attention to detail, making a world is I can see this game being very very large in scope and very detailed. No one's gonna get as detailed as the Watch Dogs team over at Ubisoft, and the Division developers, massive. No one's gonna be like them as far as detail, but GTA developers, they know how to make an open world game. They're one of the best at it, and Everywhere is intriguing. It looks pretty interesting. But there's really not much else information about it. But I was shocked to see that because I haven't heard about this game at all. So that was cool. Another game I didn't hear about was Dune. I don't remember seeing anything about Dune coming out as far as a video game goes. But the graphics in Dune looks incredible. Incredible. I was blown away by what I was seeing. The game looks top notch, very next gen. I'm hoping we're done making games for both gens, because sorry, the old gens games have passed. Like, time to move on. Stop holding other games back now. Like, and Dune looks like one of those games where they didn't hold back graphically. It looks incredible. And apparently this is going to be a new type of survival MMO type of game, and that's very interesting. MMO style games are always pretty popular, and if you can make it somewhat of a survival game and in the Dune world, holy crap, who knows? But the game's called Dune Awakening, and I was very interested and surprised to see that. The next game I'm super into, it's by the developers who made Dead Space. It's called the Callisto Project, and we've seen a couple, trailers and announcements about this from Summer Game Fest and I think also a State of Play. But they gave us another trailer during Gamescom, and it looks just as good as the other trailers did. It's very, it's very Dead Spacey, and Dead Space was an amazing game. So I'm super excited to see where, what this story is about and where it kind of takes us. We're in the darkness on random alien ships and zombies or whatever is happening, viruses or whatever, monsters, infections. It looks good, and it looks like when you're killing the enemies, and it looks super gory because you can just throw your enemies into like a grinder and you just see the blood splatter. Like the game looks nuts. I'm excited for it. That's Callisto, the Callisto Protocol. Yeah, that's one of those where I'm like, I need to play that game. Next up we have Sonic. They showed us more Sonic. The open world for Sonic looks amazing. I don't know how the gameplay is going to be still, but the open world to Sonic, it just looks amazing. Like, they really took their time. However, there was a joke going around. Somebody cut a video of the Gamescom trailer and an old Sonic game trailer, and the map level was almost identical. It was almost identical, where the old game and the new game had the same path and same flow of a map. It was like they copied and pasted it and added different walls and visuals. I was like, oh boy, here we go. This whole new Sonic game is going to be a giant copy paste. But with that being said, the world looks awesome. So I'm still, I don't know if I'm buying it day one, but I still would like to play it. So I gotta see some more about it and see how people react to it. Mr. Buzzworth says AW looks incredible, bringing back the old THQ version of wrestling with updated graphics. Oh my god, I cannot wait for that. Nothing screamed couch warfare than the old THQ WrestleMania 2000 No Mercy and WO versus WCW type games. Those are the days back in the day. Holy crap, man. I love the fact that AEW is getting their own game for one, and the fact that they're having THQ make it is genius, and that's going to be a fun game. I can't wait. The next one we have is Gotham Knights. They gave us a little more with Gotham Knights. We got a nice little video from Harley Quinn also. The game just looks fun, man. We got a video of Robin not too long ago. We've seen, Nightwing and everybody else. The game just looks like a lot of fun. I'm super excited to be able to do play co-op with people, and really play out the story of the Court of Owls, at least their variation or iteration of the Court of Owls. So that's going to be fun. I cannot wait for that. Gotham Knights is coming soon, and we'll get into what's coming in September in a little bit. But Gotham Knights is definitely on my list of a day one grab. The next game was a surprise to me. And this might be the best game of them all. If you're looking for a game that's just going to be funny, the game High on Life blew me away with that trailer. They're doing things that's never been done before in gaming, and the humor is there. The humor was incredible. The game just looks like a lot of fun. Like, I don't even care what, like, I'm sure the story will be somewhat interesting or very interesting at that, but the interaction with the characters, regardless of what's happening in actual story, just seems so funny and entertaining that it doesn't matter. But I cannot wait to play this game, honestly. I hope it's like one of those day one freebies. And if it's coming to, I don't know what platform, if this is coming, it looks like it's coming to Game Pass in December. So maybe it'll be for PC and I can just grab it and play it on PC. But I can't wait for this game. It's gonna be so funny. It looks extremely funny, and from what we saw in the trailers, my god, the gun that you're shooting has a personality and talks. It's just like, the game just looks bonkers. Next up we have Destiny 2, and this is, I'll wrap it up with Destiny. Everything else, you know, I wasn't too crazy about. There were some, you know, things out there that looked somewhat interesting. I'll talk more about them as we get closer to their releases, if more trailers drop or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna end Gamescom with Destiny 2 because 2 hours before Gamescom officially started, Destiny 2 went live on their channel to show us Lightfall, the new expansion that's coming. I'm a huge Destiny fan, and Destiny 2 kind of like ruined my excitement for the franchise. However, and my buddy said it best, we've come this far in the Destiny story, which is, you know, way back in the day when it was owned by Activision, that this was going to be a 10-year plan, a 10-year story, a 10-year saga that they're calling now. Shout out to Zuplex. Lightfall is the final expansion of this saga. And my buddy said we've come too far in the story to not see how it finishes. And I agree with him 100%. So I am officially back on the Destiny bandwagon, the Destiny train. And I'm going to be playing more Destiny and building my character and finally finishing the Witch Queen campaign. And they just launched the Kingsfall raid. If you were an old school Destiny fan, Kingsfall was on Destiny 1, and Kingsfall was the very first raid I've ever done in all gaming. Honestly, it's the first raid I've ever done. Me and 5 people taking on this gigantic raid, the Taken King, Kingsfall. It was massive. There was so, you know, you had all these different villains and different interactions and all kinds of things going on. And that was my first experience of that, and that really sucked me into the world of Destiny. And the fact that Kingsfall is back on Destiny 2, I'm all in to do it. And rock with my old school friends and get back into that and gear up for Lightfall, which is coming in the spring of next year. So not too far away. That'll be the end of that saga. And then who knows where Destiny goes from there? Who knows? But if anyone out there is a Destiny fan, let me know in the comments. And maybe our Guardians can link up sometime and kill some Thralls and Fallen and everyone, you know, Cabal. Those fat, beefy Cabals. But let me know in the comments if you're still playing Destiny and how you want the story to end. But yeah, so that'll end it with Gamescom. Gamescom was great. Jeff Keighley did a great job. We got a ton of information. More things were trickling out over the weekend while the festival or the conference was going. But all of the big important things I feel like was on the opening night live. And those were the games that really drew me in. So yeah, real quick before we move on, actually no, screw that. We are going to go into what's coming out in September. I told you this was gonna be a long episode. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on, so I apologize in advance, but let's get into it. We have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. This is coming to all platforms September 1st. We have Gerda, A Flame in Winter. That is coming to the PC and Switch September 1st. We have Mythbusters, the game. That seems kind of interesting. What kind of myths are we busting in this game? I'll have to check into that, but that's coming September 1st to PC. We have Onsen Master. That is coming to PC, Xbox, and Switch September 1st. Shenzo Club. PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch September 1st. A lot of September 1st games. Here's a biggie, and in my opinion, I don't know why they're doing it, but whatever. The Last of Us Part 1 is releasing on the PS5 September 2nd. That is a complete, you know, remake of the first one, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. But this is like the third time you're trying to sell it to me, and I'm done. So I will not be playing this. I'm sorry, but if you've never played The Last of Us, that is the perfect time to jump on it. The graphics will be fantastic. The game, story, everything is perfect. I love it. And then you can jump into Last of Us 2 and really get into the nitty gritty. But my God, what a ride. So I'm jealous to all the people playing it for the first time. If you are replaying it on the PS5, enjoy it. I will not be doing that. I've replayed that game a couple times and on the remakes or the remaster when it went to the PS4. So no thank you. We got Temtem coming September 6th. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, Switch. We have Disney Dreamlight Valley Early Access. Sounds like a game I'm excited for. That's coming PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Switch September 6th. Biomutant, PS5, Xbox Series X, September 6th. Circus Electric. Looks like all platforms September 6th. 9 Noir Lives, September 7th. PC only. Kachu. The Kaju Dating Sim. Sounds like a banger. Coming to all platforms besides the Switch September 7th. Road Warden, PC, September 8th. BPM, Bullets Per Minute, Switch, September 8th. That's a dope-ass title for a game. But because it's on the Switch, it's not going to look that great, unfortunately. Rift Sweepers, Steam Early Access, PC, September 8th. Hyper Violent, Steam Early Access, PC, September 8th. We have Tower Princess, PC, PS4, and Switch, September 8th. Justice Sucks, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, September 8th. We have Steel Rising, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, September 8th. White Day, a Labyrinth Named School. Interesting. That's coming September 8th on all platforms besides PC. Splatoon 3. That is a pretty big release. I know a lot of people go crazy about Splatoon. That is releasing September 9th. Now, September 9th is also when Cobra Kai is coming out on Netflix, and I cannot friggin' wait for Cobra Kai. I forgot to mention that in the entertainment verse. Cobra Kai is amazing. And I cannot wait for that show to come out. So that is coming September 9th as well with Splatoon. And we have Betrayal at Club Low PC September 9th. We have NBA 2K23 Jordan Edition. That is coming September 9th. And that's exciting because the Jordan Challenge is returning that we had in 2K11. We have Kitsune Zero September 12th. Mr. Buzzword says The Last of Us is an all-time top 10 game, 100%. It's one of my top. It's easily top 5 for me, easily. Zanzo, all platforms, September 13th. Besides the Switch, Sunday Gold, September 13th. SCP Secret Files, PC, September 13th. Lovecraft's Untold Stories 2, PC, September 13th. A lot of September, a lot of games coming out on like the 8th, the 9th, the 12th, the 13th, 15th. Holy crap. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the summer was so bad for gaming. Like, it's basically just a Madden fest in August. And September, October is where we really get into the gaming season. This is what you're seeing. All these games coming out. Little Orpheus. September 13th, we have Metal Hellsinger. September 15th, Fractured Online. That is a PC game on Steam. September 15th. We have Despo's Game. September 15th on all platforms. Blind Fate on all platforms. September 15th. Wayward Strand. All platforms, September 15th. Turn to Monkey Island, PC and Switch, September 19th. Solstice, September 20th. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. So it looks like all new gen. Jack Move, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, September 20th. Scrap Riders, September 21st. PC and Switch. Potion Permit. All platforms, September 22nd. No Place for Bravery, PC and Switch, September 22nd. Beacon Pines, September 22nd. The Diofield Chronicle, September 22nd, all platforms. Serial Cleaners, all platforms, September 22nd. World of Warcraft, Wrath of Lich King Classic, PC, September 26th. So this is another WoW expansion coming. That's going to be pretty major. Haka Life, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, September 27th. Dual Universe PC, September 27th. The Fridge is Red, PC, September 27th. Life is Strange Arcadia Bay Collection, Switch. Life is Strange is a good series of games, and that's coming to the Switch September 27th. Arrowheart, all platforms besides the Switch, September 27th. Moonscars, September 27th, all platforms. Post Void, Sony and Switch, September 28th. Pathfinder, Wrath of Righteous, PS4, looks like all platforms besides PC, September 29th. From Space is a PC and Switch and Stadia game. Shout out to Stadia if you're still out there. September 29th. Dorfromantic Switch. Jesus, I'm just gonna move on from that name. Moonbreaker, PC, September 29th. Valkyrie Elysium, September 29th, and on PC November 11th. So PS5 September 29th, PC 11th, November 11th. Blade Assault, all platforms besides PC September 30th, and probably the biggest seller of the whole month is going to be FIFA 23 on all platforms September 30th. Now, this is with FIFA, this is going to be the final FIFA game that EA makes. It's not the final soccer game, it's the final FIFA game, as EA lost the rights to use the name FIFA. So EA Soccer 24 is probably coming next year, but enjoy FIFA 23 as this is the last one, and that's going to be a big time seller. Swordship, all platforms September 30th. Let's Build a Zoo, all platforms besides PC September 30th, and Consolation Prize in August 30th. We have the Cowabunga collection. Yes, that's right. The Turtles, the old school Turtle games, every single Turtle game that's ever been made in one collection. It's coming out August 30th in 2 days. Yes, I'm getting it. Don't at me. I'll be playing the shit out of that game on my Switch, most likely. But yeah. The Cowabunga co-op shenanigans, Ninja Turtles, August 30th. Who's with me on that? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that does it for the September releases. That does it with the gaming verse. We're gonna get through the next two verses very quickly, as we need to wrap this thing up. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me this long. We're gonna jump into the music verse real quick. Just a little dabble. We have the game. The game dropped an album a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna be real with you. It's one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. And the game, let's be real, the game, as far as his rap ability, is super underrated. The guy's a monster. He can rap his ass off. It's very hard to find a song on that album that you want to skip. The whole album is fantastic. However, and my friends think I'm wrong on this, but the Black Slim Shady is a terrible diss to Eminem. It's a decent song, but when he starts trying to diss Eminem and he's mimicking his flow and stuff like that, he can't do it. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good. If I were to skip one song in the album, it's that one. Yes, I'm a fan of Eminem, but that's not why I hate the song. I hate the song because it's not the game, and him trying to mimic and body Eminem on this diss track just didn't work out, in my opinion. It didn't work out the way he wanted it to work out. I feel like he thinks he put out this crazy banger, but the community is almost laughing at it and saying Eminem shouldn't even respond to this diss track. And because this track came out as a single before the album dropped, I believe it tanked all the sales, because the album's not selling. He's not getting the views and the sales that he wanted to get. And I believe he would have got them if he didn't drop the Black Slim Shady right before the album drops. That's a rabid fan base you do not want to go after, because that'll bury you in sales. But that's also a rapper you don't want to go after, because he will bury you in careers. You're just gonna get if Eminem decides to respond, and I know in this in the next thing I'm going to talk about, people are saying he did. I didn't really catch on to it, but if he really puts out a diss track to the game, it's just gonna be one of those moments where like, damn M, you didn't have to go at him that hard. It's gonna be a bloodbath. But hey, I'm here for it. I'm always here for a good beef rap battle, so bring it on. But yeah, so the game came out. The album is fantastic from start to finish, besides the little blip in the bump in the road. I highly recommend everyone listening to it. I know if you're a crazy Eminem fan and you're like, meh, screw the game, you're missing out on a great album. So definitely check it out, because I'm an Eminem fan and it's not stopping me from enjoying the album. I don't care. I just want good rap. Next up we have DJ Khaled. He just dropped an album called God Did, and I absolutely love this album. God Did the song. God Did is the name of the album, but God Did the song is a masterpiece. Rick Ross kills his verse. Lil Wayne kills his verse. And Jay-Z, in my opinion, probably puts out the best verse he's ever put out. It's like a 5-minute, 80-bar masterpiece. If you haven't heard the song God Did yet, and you're a fan of Jay-Z, and you're a fan of Wayne and Rick Ross, like, it's just a boss man mentality of a track, like otherworldly, like godlike. Like I'm the fucking man type shit. Like the way Jay-Z attacks this album, this song, holy crap, it's so good. It's one of, if not the best verse he's ever done, in my opinion. But the rest of the album was good. Eminem in the next track after God Did, Eminem and Kanye West had a track, I think called Gospel. And people are saying he kind of responds to the game in that track. I didn't hear it. I didn't catch it the first time, so I got to go back and listen. But it's a decent track, nothing crazy. God Did's way better. Jay-Z destroys any verse that's on this album, in my opinion. But the rest of the album was fantastic. It's enjoyable. DJ Khaled always seems to bring the right people together for a track and just create anthems. It's just always going to be a song that you're going to nod your head to. Yeah, you know, Khaled's a character in himself, and nobody knows what he's really doing and what he's saying. But you can't deny the albums he puts out and the music that's on the album, because they're always insane. But that'll do it with the music verse. We're going to jump over to the comic verse, and I put this topic in the comic verse because I didn't know where to squeeze it in. But eBay bought TCG Player, and if you don't know what TCG Player is, they own like the trading rights to Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards. So if you have a Pokemon collection or a Magic collection and you want to get them rated or graded and trade them and whatever, TCG Player was a place to do that, and eBay now owns them. I think they said it cost them $295 million. So there's that. Mr. Buttersworth, you'll probably like this one, because I do. I might even buy him. But next up we have Page Puncher. Page Puncher is coming out with a toy line for, and they have other toys out there as well, action figures. But they're coming out with 2 toys for Injustice 2. They're coming out with a Batman action figure and a Green Arrow action figure. And each action figure comes with an Injustice 2 comic book. So if you want to read the comic book and have the action figure, this is a great deal. I think it costs like I think it was $24.99, and you get the action figure and the comic book all in one package. And it's $24.99 each, so you would have to buy Green Arrow and Batman separately. But they have other ones as well. Like you can get a Flash action figure that comes with a Flashpoint comic book. You can get a Batman action figure, a different style Batman that comes with thinking of, I forget the storyline they did. I'm drawing a blank. But then there's the Superman action figure with other, with a Superman comic. But yeah, these two are for Injustice, and they had ones for Flashpoint, as I said. They had one for. Let me pull up the page because I'm drawing a blank. There we go. I'll put it up there so you guys can see it. How about that? How about that? There you go. So you have, Green Arrow, Batman, Injustice comic books. You have a different Batman, and you have a Black Adam comic book. Superman with a Black Adam comic book. Batman the Hush. This is the one I was thinking of. Batman Hush comic book with this style Batman action figure. Then you have Black Adam with the Black Adam comic book. Black Adam Endless Winter comic. Then you have the Flash with a Flashpoint comic. Superman with Superman Rebirth comic. Constantine with the Black Adam comic. So it's very cool. And some of these are, only like $10. Some are $25. But the fact that you get the action figure and the comic book together, I thought was super neat. And I might be picking one up. I have seen it already. Love the way it looks. Yeah. So I might be picking up maybe one or... I don't know if I want to get both Batman and Green Arrow, because I think it's the same comic book. In Injustice 2, Batman Page Punchers. With Injustice comic book. With Injustice comic book case of... Yeah. So I think it's the same comic. So if I was to buy them, I would probably go Green Arrow and get the comic book, and then I would go I'd probably go old school Batman with the yellow utility belt and get the Hush comic book. Then you can get Superman with Black Adam, or Black Adam with Black Adam, whatever. I'll definitely get Flashpoint for $10. It's perfect. So I would definitely do that. Do they do it for all? Let's see. No, they don't. Look at these old schools. Oh my god, I want these. Ugh. I'm gonna buy some live on stream. So let me get off this. But yeah, so you get a cool action figure. You get a comic book, all in one. I thought it was dope, so I wanted to bring it to you guys. And, yeah. That'll do it. That'll wrap it up for the comic verse, and that'll wrap it up for the episode. Thank you so much. This was a 2-hour long episode. I apologize. These are normally an hour, but there was a lot to go over, a lot I wanted to talk about, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this whole time. It's Buzzworth, as always. Appreciate you. Spartacus, Trigun. Let somebody else pop in here. Prebz. Appreciate you. So everybody else lurking, everybody watching us later on YouTube, thank you so much. Hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode. What do you think about the toys, the comic page punchers? What did you think of that? Who's playing Cowabunga? Who's excited for Destiny? Who's enjoying DJ Khaled? Who's excited for COD and everything else coming out for September? COD's, I think, in October, but the beta is in September. Are you excited for the actual 10-year plan direction of the DC? The Green Arrow from the Dark Knight Returns into the figure. Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope, Butters, for sure. Are you excited for Jeffrey Dean Morgan? Shout out to Negan joining the boys. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, we do have merch available. If you do pick up a dope hoodie now that we're entering the fall season, take a picture, send it to us on Twitter. I'd love to see it. And yeah, let me know in the comments. This is episode 11. Hope you enjoyed all the different topics and verses we went through. And I want to say episode 12 will be in 2 weeks. The theater room will be coming out on Tuesday. We'll be live on Tuesday for the theater room. So if you want more entertainment news, if you want to hear more about whatever news comes out from now until Tuesday, and our thoughts on She-Hulk episode 2 and whatever else the boys want to talk about, that'll be Thursday at 8:30. So stay tuned for the theater room. And as always, we have reaction videos of all types of music, comedy, trailers, everything. So the channel on YouTube is alive and well and full of content. So feel free to catch up. Feel free to let us know in the comments and hit those like buttons. And again, hit the subscribe button. We're pushing to 1,000. We are almost there. And with your help, we can get there. And again, the whole crew, I speak for the whole crew. We all appreciate you, especially if you're listening on the podcast channels from all over the globe. Thank you so much. And that'll do it for Multiversal Podcast episode 11. Gen Nation, we out.